Good morning, everyone. This is Mark with Wear Parts, and with me I've got Eric Derry from our Inside Sales Customer Care team. And today, what we wanted to talk about is our fertilizer knives. We have a family of them. That's what we call a universal knife. It's not a mole knife, and it's not a standard knife, but it's just kind of it fits several different applications. Eric, maybe you give us some of your experience on this family.
Sure, we'll start out with kind of how these started out. You've got right here. You've got a drop forged boron steel. The entire knife, one piece, does have a little bit of a wider foot on it, so you have more soil tunnel action going on underneath the ground. It also has that nice sharpened front edge right up here, so they have very low disturbance on top. You're just basically cutting a slice through the ground. So you have very little opportunity for that anhydrous to puff up back out of the ground. Built into this one, you see right here, take a nice close look. Right there, it's actually forged a little bit wider there, built right into the pattern to protect that tube. Make sure that it's tucked in behind the knife and not getting as much wear on that.
Gotcha. And then the next one here is virtually the same exact knife as what Eric described, with a 1/2 inch tube. You can see that the tube is squeezed down back here to 3/8 wide, because your knife is 3/8, and with your tube being a 1/2 down here where it's in the ground, you want it to be compressed so it doesn't wear out the side of your tubes. So those are a couple of your universal knives. What about this one here, Eric?
We're getting into a very similar knife. Still got that same features of having that sharpened front edge, that wider foot. But on this particular one, got it set up for a dual application. We've got two 3/8 tubes here. It's got a nice AR400, 2 pieces of steel to protect that tube welded onto it. And it also has a beaver tail sealer for additional sealing action.
Very good. So that's one option. Then we have another option here. Basically, it's the same knife as what Eric went over, with the dual tube sealer. It's a forging where it's about 3/4 of an inch wide there, about 1 inch wide in the back, and it has the beaver tail sealer there to when you're in applications where the soil doesn't close like it should. This runs through there under the ground slightly to close it off so your gases don't escape. And then what do we have on that one there?
We recall back to that first knife we took a look at with the 3/8 tube. What we've done on this one is we've added a sealer for that additional sealing action.
Okay.
Make sure that anhydrous stays in the ground where we want it. We don't need it up in the air. It does no good there to anybody. So we want to keep that down underneath.
And then those two knives over there, Eric, you've got the high chrome front insert on those is what's...
Yeah, this is a nice little hybrid of this little offshoot of that first knife that we talked about. This whole series of knives. Instead of having the entire thing be one piece of forged steel, we're just forging this upper part here and then down through here. On the front, we've replaced that with a high chrome strip or high chrome toe. Still has that same profile. It's got that wider toe on it. Gets a little bit thicker at the back, a little bit wider. And we not only have the chrome on the front for the additional wear on the front, we also have chrome on the back to protect that tube, chrome tube protector there.
And it looks like that particular tube is pinched and drilled to keep your soil from getting up in that plug in your tube, right?
Absolutely. You can see on this one where there is no real splitter down here.
Okay.
So to combat that, to make sure that we're preventing that from getting plugged, and to also direct the gas or the liquid into a larger area, we've closed that off and cross drilled it So we have 2 points of exit instead of just one.
Just one, okay, good.
Again, we still have that nice sharp front edge. Here we have basically the same knife, but again, we can add a sealer. You can always put a beaver tail sealer on there if you're having any issues with any gas puffing up the back, not quite staying in the ground. Very quick, easy.
Is that tube on that one also pinched and cross-drilled?
This one
Yeah,
is.
okay,
Yes.
so it's identical to the knife you just explained to us, apart from that it has a sealer.
Correct.
Good,
Correct.
good. Well, thank you, everyone. That wraps up our product family of the Universal Fertilizer Knives.